yɛbɛhwɛ ne symptoms, yɛbɛhwɛ deɛ de ba causes, na yɛbɛhwɛ risk factors hwan mu ɛna hwan na bɛtumi anya saa sickle cell yi, ɛna afei nso no ho nsunsuansoɔ ɛyɛ dɛn. Na yɛnhwɛ overview no, yɛnhwɛ the whole picture of sickle cell no, na yɛnte aseɛ paa, yɛndi nkɔmmɔ sesei. Sickle cell anemia no, anaasɛ sickle cell disease no, a genetic disease of the red blood cells. Yɛka sɛ genetic, it means sɛ ebia o papa anaa maame ɛwɔ bia ɔde bɛ pass it on to you. Ɛno no yareɛ baako pɛ a anaasɛ nyɛ yareɛ baako pɛ, ɛno a few of the diseases are. Ɛno no sɛ excuse me, sɛ obi sɛ o parents no, both of them no ɛwɔ bia akwalaa no ɛnso etimi enya bi. But most diseases no, yarewa bebrebe no, ɛno no normally no, sɛ so o parents will be, it's a diabetes, blood pressure, ebia cancers ana bibi saa, ɛno no ebegyina wɔ lifestyle so. But sickle cell anemia no na sickle cell disease ne deɛ, sɛ one o parents no, both of them yɛ sickle cell, naturally no, akwalaa no nso so bɛyɛ sickle cell. Nti ɛyɛ genetic disease a kyerɛ sɛ pass it on from parents. Now normally no yɛnte bibi ase. Normally no red blood cells no, it's a normal red blood. Because red blood cells na den. Normal red blood cells no, adia ewo omojam ena ma omoja kɔkɔɔ. Ene fe no red blood cells no, moja kɔkɔɔ no. Yenim sɛ kɔkɔɔ no, color of blood is red. Na saa red blood cells no, yɛwɔ material bi wo me fe no hemoglobin. Ɛno no na carry oxygen. Na ewo nipadua ankasa ɛbɛfa nipadua nim. Na normally no red blood cells no, ɛte sɛ donut shape. Obiara nim donut. Sɛ na donut ɛteɛ. Na yɛhwɛ a donut no, wohu sɛ mfimfini no emu abotokro kakra, both sides. Na ɛno no nyame abɔ saa shape no, sɛnea ɛbɛtumi carry hemoglobin. Hemoglobin ɛyɛ protein bi a ɛyɛ very important a ɛno no carry oxygen ɛbɛtumi afa onipadua nim. Na kyerɛ sɛ mogya ɛfa nipadua nim no, kyerɛ sɛ asombu ɛyɛ. But unfortunately no, with this red blood cells, sickle cell anemia no, shape no ɛyɛ different. Shape no ɛte sɛ resemble sickle no, sickle no yɛka sickle na yɛ sickle cell na sickle no sɛ yɛhwɛ pass na farmers ɛwɔ tool bi ɛfɛ no sickle ɛyɛ C shape. Excuse me. It is the shape of a C shape. Into no ɛnyɛ saa donut shape no. Into obi a sickle cell. The red blood cells no, the shape no ɛyɛ different. Ɛkra ɛno no into say donut shape no, ɛnyɛ donut shape, but ɛyɛ C shape. Ɛno no ntimi ɛnyɛ the carry enough of that hemoglobin no, saa protein na carry oxygen. Ɛwɔ ɛfa nipadua no. Normally no, sickle cell disease no, the shape no, ɛma cells no, ɛyɛ sticky, ɛyɛ tina, na a sticky together. Now afei nso no, ɛnyɛ flexible. So sickle cell no, ɛnyɛ flexible to say sɛnea normal red blood cells no ɛteɛ no. Normal red blood cells no ɛyɛ very, 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 very flexible. Nyame abɔ no so flexible sɛ etimi ɛden esumi fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛwɔ mogya mu ɛfa ntini ma mogya fam no. Sɛ mogya a ɛkyɛ sɛ ntina mogya fam no, normal red blood cell etimi squeeze in ho through this red blood through this arteries, you know, and now say intima mogya fam no, because of the shape, that donut shape no, ɛyɛ flexible. So ɛyɛ to say elastic no, nti etimi fa bebia. But in sickle cell no ɛnyɛ flexible, ɛyɛ brofum yɛsɛ rigid, ɛyɛ very, very rigid, ɛnyɛ flexible. Opposite of flexible no, ɛyɛ rigid. Kyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ sticking, so ɛtare ɔmo atare ɔmo ho. Ɔmo ka ɔmo ho emia te sɛ stick, they stick together. That means stick to the walls of the arteries. Intinema moja femu no na a stick to it and so. And no na this our problem no, but ebasa na moja ese fa unipadua no mu. Ubon se eso ate. Enti moja ne entimi enko important organs it say u brain ne liver ne kidneys no mu no moja ntimi enkom ene wahrawa no mu no moja ntimi enko ho na eyaw aba nipadua no mu saa na etie nti se obi ewo sickle cell, there's a problem with hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is na meka no is a protein na no in the red blood cells na it carry oxygen no through your body. Very, very, very important. Normally, no, so red blood cells, no, to say donut, no, it carry enough oxygen. I will nipeduanum, ama, just nipeduanum, nya enough blood and with oxygen. Any adrenalin, who so a fine. Ama nipeduanum, a who a bem. Unlike sickle cell, no, of course, hemoglobin normally not I stiff rods. I said diano within in the red blood cells. Into me and carry enough oxygen. A cry and I said I make and yet flexible. A cry into me ain't changing the shape. Into me changing the shape easily. Saying changing the shape easily. Therefore, into me am fat in tinamunk tinkating moja femono, into me squeezing a home and fem into baby in tinny baby or honoma, moja crack into me and coho or a sickle cell a problem. No. Now, normally, no, yesha, the sickle cell cells, no, almost last, almost lifespan, no, 10 to 20 days, no, almost. Instead of say normal red blood cells, no, it lasted between 90 to 120 days. Normal red blood cell, I will nipa just only sickle cell, no, just red blood cells no be no, na about 93 months to 4 months, and omu na foforo aba, ubadi na produce foforo, but obi our sickle cell, and no 10 to 20 days no omu. It is just our body, no. I said, try say it be produce more and more and more. Until it put a lot of pressure on the bone marrow. Into bone marrow, no. You don't pain no. So on said ukwa. Ubon say be I say brown be a womb a boa how be fifim. Sa marrow ne when ne fen bone marrow no. A hormone na say our body no. It produce red blood cells no. Na and also carry oxygen. Na your kidneys no it produce hormones. And no ebe command bones no na produce red blood cells see send a bit my den a carry oxygen a woni peduanum nti eba se ubon no entimi an catch up na and produce enough red blood cells na send pano na why anemic so hu nti no sana an anemic problem ne ba we anemic nso a ubon se send pano ubon se wa bre. Now why you weak? Because in nipeduanum, you hear enough oxygen, you hear enough blood to go through the body and to supply all organs. Inti ehu ehia epa. But the sickle cell shape, no, a sticky, a bit sticky together. A bit can atare so. Now atare the walls of the arteries in tinima moja femono. Now I then a slow the blood flow. I funny nipeduanum no. Inti a basa oxygen. Entimi enko unipeduanum sena maka no enti lack of oxygen no can cause attack of sudden severe pain a yaw pa etimi banipeduanum pain enti e no pain crisis enti omo sickle cell no enti na omutimi enya sa pain crisis no obonso omunipeduanum ye omo ya a yaw pa etimi eba a che one hwe ya etimi rush omo eco hospital. These attacks can occur without warning, about without warning, because of oxygen. So now red blood cells say bones, sandy pan ni bones and and catch it up. So be produce enough of that red blood cells now. Bones and nipan the red blood cells now perform now why anemic. Na say a yawo no aba nipa eduanim. And no a problem pa in sickle cell no. Na yen share symptoms no. A bear then na obi ehu say individual na ehu say or sickle cell and as only sickle cell. Na ye behwe causes no enso ye behwe say ebia parents no or baako obi or baako ni bia ebia obenye owom ma obenye bia ye de beba sisi a. But before then no memfa no me entudwa na ebia was sickle cell and now anemic and now yare bia diabetes akoma yare any yare bia wo bia no e be friend na me na ye din komo na nyame bitimi afa me so e de aboa wo. Number no ofre outside UK na +44 738 464 7300. This number a WhatsApp on so to bit my WhatsApp me bit my friend offer within the UK and SWA 0738 464 7300. Second number in so +44 745 988 9152. Number within the UK and also 0745 988 9152. Nti obetimi afre and we see time kra na afi ofre bibia be okay. Nyame betimi afam so etimi ede aboa. Nti entina ho ekra na obonsam endi wo so because we in Europa de bi wo ho pa nro ebi wo ho nti se wan tiniama se obonsam betimi awia pa ye nkoso ne yenhwe symptoms no say symptoms ben and a betimi edi amount signs and symptoms of sickle cell disease and as sickle cell disorder no different from person to person. Obia no different type of symptoms and obia man the same symptoms and eda. Now the first symptom no anemia. Anemia, it means nipa no ne hemoglobin no abafom pa because of the shape of the red blood cells sickle cell no and yet do not shape carry enough hemoglobin carry oxygen but sickle cell C shape and then also hemoglobin woman in intimi carry enough oxygen any panobon to tembiano na why very very weak na why mere na happens sickle cell and so no almost red blood cells between 10 and 20 days not just but normally a red blood cell and the lifespan between 90 and 120 days now obadi na produce for fraud that is udompim bone marrow na produce for fraud your cause another symptoms so episode of pain ubons yaw etimi eba because of blood na fani pedue no na eso ate nti pain no obeti pain pa on the chest mu ne abdomen mu the joint and bones because moja enko sa enko these areas nti sa pain etimi sa panetimi nya pain pa these areas pa chest and bones yaw etimi ebempa your cousin so another symptom so painful swelling of hands and feet ubon se sani pana nsa are swollen ne now this form and so are swollen because of a blockade of blood flow to hand and feet mojentimi enko ne namu ye enko ne nsam ye into bon say I swollen anasa honhom na yawo enso ewom ye koso enso a itimi ehu say sani pa no so etimi enya frequent infections kakra na wanya infections because tanipa no ne immune system enso timi ba from nti omo sickle cell no omo immune system very 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 weak pa nti sa virus ya be omo sickle cell no they from vulnerable people nti basa virus could be come ba anhwe ye betimi akusa nipa no because adentia ana omutimi nya frequent infection because immune system adenti sickle cell disease no damage organ the spleen your organ na located above under your rib cage above your stomach uyefo no sa spleen wo ho and sa spleen very very important organ our immune system no but because of lack of blood flow no to the spleen no and a spleen so ya dia organ recycle red blood cells in sickle cell anemic people no a lot of red blood cells are produced into a spleen overwork na spleen na hoden ayeden abafom ekra into e basa na just immune system no so na ayeden na abafom into sa anipa no obon say kakra na wanya infections ye koso nso a ye free bibi yellowish skin and eyes just na bon say na ni aye yellow and the skin yellow into o skin yellow and now when ni white turn yellow so who say red blood cells na woman wu entam into wu ntem normally say wu red blood cells no onipadua no recycle no it gives a substance a friend no bilirubin. Bilirubin, no, it increases the destruction of a vast number of red blood cells. It means that more red blood cells no, now you have more bilirubin also no mojemu because liver crown intimi catch up say ebeyi if you nipadua nti na ayeden aba wani eba sanipa na nani so aye yellow na ne skin so aye yellow ene e friend jaundice no so nti say o skin yellow now when you say yellow it means that you have too much bilirubin. It means red blood cells no it produce too much or brabo no so no intimi enye de enkache up across a recycle ade red blood cells in term because e be cry na spleen no so cry no akwa and so intimi enye den en recycle red blood cells ye hwehwe another symptoms so acute chest syndrome ubonse send pa because of our low immunity no now bacteria so it may affecting the lungs pa na harawa na cause inflammation into na tembiana sani pano na our chest pain sani pano so timinya leg ulcers ekuro into it may ba sani pano na ho pa because moja kra no it may inflow ye enko ne name into baby a moja nso anko ye no na asamaba unim say ye nyim say blood is the life of the flesh say moja de say timi for nipadua no fine na ahoden eba nipadua no yehwe bu nso a yehwe there's that person also suffers from mental health because there will be frequent episodes of pain kakra na say nipa no wanya eyaw na ya rational ko hospital na chese ya man ebia blood transfusion nti ekoso a obefere say ono de ewiase ha no de onka society ho nti sa almost sickle cell anemia people no omtimi suffer mentally omtimi nya mental problems pa na eden na deba say de yaka no normally no say parents mienu no omo ewo traits na sickle cell genes na pass it on to the next generation. Simple. Inheritance. And the inheritance for sure. But it means both the mother and father no must pass it on that defective form of the genes to their child. So, but if only one parent sickle or sickle cell gene, not the other one or normal gene. The child can have a sickle cell trait, and only a sickle cell trait, and onya sickle cell disease, but obenya trait, obenya trait, into live normal life, a trait. But both parents, a sickle cell, and for sure. But a mother a sickle cell, na father and so normal a man definitely no be about woman obetimi aye obenya sa yadie definitely. Enti why na obetimi enya Africans pa and a sickle cell no affect omo pa e wo wiase ha Africans if you are nearby Asians so Asians and Caribbeans whites no affect them less compared with Africans and I be before pa na you shema sickle cell no affecting pa na yenhwe ehun sunsanso complications ben na sickle cell no edeba stroke first complication because moja phone pedue no say eba from pa ubon say entimi kra enrich u brain no so no enya enough oxygen with blood na for about 4 minutes per stroke ebeba sani pano so bon se tembiana na nisu brain na nisi timi chi no a chese enya de pa na chese o han we na why ha na nisu chi no another complication no say the friend acute chest syndrome a chese onya pain because of the lungs na harawa tembia na aye infected na chese wanya pain enso ewo ho sani pano so no onya the friend pulmonary hypertension also no chese it means blood pressure in the lungs so ahrawa no BP etimi high ewom normally no bema sani pano why short of breath na tembia no bonse wa breath na chese why quite weak and also ɛwɔ hɔ. Another complication so anasensunsanso organ damage. Ɛsan sɛ mogya ntimi ɛmfa nipadua no mu nti no ebia organs sɛ kidneys, liver, obrɛboɔ no ɛna spleen no enya enough blood with oxygen nti no na bon sɛ organs yi etimi damage ɛpaa. It can be very fatal. I betimi lead to death. Blindness etimi cause anifraye because sickle cell no betimi esan say shape no enye good nti no stick nti no etimi stick na a block tiny blood vessels na a supply blood to the eyes no, so when ankasa no etimi block no na a cause damage to the portion of the eye and a part of the eye. Etimi eye friend no retina or hono na form images answer na wetimi eye den ehu ade nti sickle cell no so no complication blindness. Yehwe so a etimi cause leg ulcers ekuro enso etimi etu sa nipa no ne nan na gallstones so etimi eba form pa sa nipa no wanhwe na sa nipa no gallstones ne ekoyi gallbladder no so etotwene a asem nso aba wo gallstones a emeyenkoyi entontwene because yebetima flashing it out. And you war another interesting, and when you're interested by a complication, if you know priapism no a mema. So Bema, I will say, sickle cell. Normally, no, bet me any very painful, long-lasting erection. Into when your erection, no, a very, very painful. Just say any papa. One show ya. It's me a damage. Or Bema no, ne Bema, it me damage no, na a cause, and so it can also lead to impotence, and also so ne Bema to me enye ejuma ekra. Into ye who and ne dear a sickle cell no, ye who says sickle cell no, genetic, it means parents no wa definitely no pass it on to the children. Ne ye who symptoms, ne ye who instance so ye who say affect Africans ne who soon say a bit me also blindness, a bit means so no also mental problem, a bit means so also very severe chest pain because of the lungs, low immune system. Amanipana are vulnerable, and as why open up to bacteria and then what viruses. And dear, knowing the true knowledge, at the pa and my and Mrs. Our programming and internet so called YouTube fat Dr. James show YouTube dash natural link. Dr. James dash natural link. Now Udushima a lot of presentations so na kusuande na mpacho subscribe na click like button no so na support dwumedie na nyame ebeshira omo a interested in the English version of this program no mamo enkwa chiri kra na the English version no ebetwa so in the next less than 2 minutes no ye commercial break kitu bi pe na the English version of sickle cell no so no na den the atwa so mamo enkwa chiri kra na ye omo interested.
The first development of diseases is in the cells tissues before they get into the blood.